So let's talk about someone who wasn't just a phenomenal athlete, but a true American icon, whose courage completely reshaped sports and, really, society itself. We're diving into the incredible legacy of Jackie Robinson. It all comes down to this number, 42. Now, in professional sports, you see numbers retired by teams all the time to honor their greatest players. But this one is different. It's the only number retired across every single team in Major League Baseball. So the question is, why? What makes 42 so special? Well, to really understand the pioneer, you first have to understand the athlete. And let me tell you, Jackie Robinson was, to put it lightly, an absolute force of nature long before he ever set foot on a Major League diamond. I mean, really let this sink in for a second. At a huge university like UCLA, being a star in just one sport is a massive achievement. Robinson was a letterman in 4 of them. 4. We're not just talking about a future baseball player here. We're talking about one of the most gifted, all-around athletes of his entire generation. So this unbelievable athletic ability really set the stage for the most pivotal moment of his life. After an amazing college career and after serving his country, Jackie Robinson was about to face his biggest challenge yet, and it was one that would change the course of American history. His path was just extraordinary. He served as a second lieutenant in the Army during World War II, and then, just a few short years later, in 1947, he found himself on the front lines of a completely different kind of battle, the fight for integration in America's favorite pastime. To really grasp how huge this moment was, you have to understand what he was up against. It was called the color line. Now, this wasn't some official written rule. It was a deeply ingrained, unwritten gentleman's agreement that had blocked black players from the major leagues for decades. So Jackie Robinson didn't just join a team, he shattered a barrier that had stood for over half a century. But breaking that barrier, that was only the beginning. Robinson knew he couldn't just be good. He had to be excellent, and he had to do it all while facing unimaginable pressure and hostility. It would take the discipline of a soldier and the guts of a champion just to walk on that field. And boy, did he prove he was both. So you have to ask, right? Was his legacy built only on being the first? The answer is a huge, emphatic no. He was an absolutely dominant force on the field, and his stats, well, they speak for themselves. Get this. In his very first season, 1947, he didn't just integrate the league. He took it by storm, winning the first ever Rookie of the Year award. He immediately made his talent known to everyone. There was absolutely no questioning whether he belonged. And it wasn't just a flash in the pan. Just 2 years later, he proved he wasn't just the best newcomer, he was the best, period. He was named the National League's most valuable player. Another historic first that cemented his status as one of the true elites in the game. And all this individual brilliance, it led to major team success. He wasn't just putting up his own numbers, he was a winner, plain and simple. During his career, he led the Brooklyn Dodgers to 6 National League pennants and, the ultimate prize, a World Series championship in 1955. But if you want one stat that just perfectly captures his style of play, this is it. 19 times. That's how many times he daringly stole home plate. Think about that. That's not just speed, that's brains, that's guts, and it's about putting insane pressure on the other team. It was just thrilling to watch. So, when you combine the groundbreaking pioneer with the dominant champion on the field, you start to see how number 42 became so much more than just the digits on a jersey. It became a symbol. The ultimate recognition for his incredible skill came in 1962. He was elected to the Baseball Hall of Fame on his very first ballot. That's basically the sports world saying, yep, there's no debate here, this man is an all-time great. It was a clear, powerful statement. And that brings us right back to our original question. Why is 42 so special? Well, in 1997, on the 50th anniversary of his debut, Major League Baseball announced an honor that no other player in any major American sport has ever received. His number, 42, was retired league-wide. Forever. And this legacy isn't just something we read about in history books. It is actively celebrated. Every single year on April 15th, the anniversary of his debut, something amazing happens. Every single player on every single team swaps their own number for number 42. It's this powerful visual tribute, a sea of 42s, reminding everyone of the man who paved the way. In the end, Jackie Robinson's story is just this powerful reminder that one person's courage can challenge an entire system. He proved that it's your character and your talent that define you. And that leaves us with a final thought. What color lines, visible or invisible, still need to be broken in our world today?